Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy, but I need to tell someone about what happened to me last summer. I've been putting it off for months now, but it's eating at me, you know? I was 19 and needed a place to stay for my summer job. Found this basement apartment on some rental site. Super cheap rent, which should have been my first red flag. But college broke is college broke, right? The landlord was this old man named Frank. Maybe 70? He lived upstairs in the main house. When I met him, he seemed normal. Talked about his garden and how quiet the neighborhood was. Even helped me carry my stuff downstairs. First couple weeks were fine. Frank would wave when I got home from work. Sometimes he'd leave cookies by my door. I thought I lucked out with a nice landlord for once. Then things got weird. Small stuff at first. I'd buy a pack of bagels and swear there were 8 but only find 6 in the bag. My coffee creamer would be lower than I remembered. I kept thinking maybe I was just tired from working double shifts at the store. But then my clothes started moving around. Like, I'd leave my jeans on the chair and find them folded in my drawer. My bras would be hung up differently. I'm not neat, but I know where I put my underwear, you know? The bathroom thing really freaked me out. I'd find these muddy footprints on the white tiles. Big ones, way bigger than mine. I asked Frank about it once. Maybe pipes leaked from upstairs or something. He just shrugged and said old houses do weird things. July was so hot that summer. The basement stayed cool though, which was nice. But I started hearing footsteps above me at night. Frank walking around. Except it was like 2 a.m. Who paces around their kitchen at 2 a.m.? One night I couldn't sleep. It was so humid even with my little fan going. I was just lying there when I heard my door. The lock turning. Really quiet. I should have screamed or something. But I was confused. So I pretended to sleep. Kept my eyes barely open. Frank came in with this small flashlight. He had rubber gloves on, which was weird. He just stood there looking at me for a minute. Then he started taking pictures with his phone. Moving around my bed, getting different angles. I was wearing just a tank top because of the heat. I wanted to move so bad, but I was frozen. He stayed maybe 10 minutes, then left and locked the door behind him. I didn't sleep after that. Kept thinking maybe I imagined it, but I knew I didn't. Next day at work, I was useless. My manager kept asking if I was okay. When I got home, I decided to check my laptop. I never put a password on it. Who's gonna use it, right? There was a folder labeled S that I'd never seen. Inside were hundreds of photos and videos. All of me. Sleeping, changing, showering. Some going back weeks. Videos of me just watching TV on my couch. I threw up right there on my desk. I started looking around the apartment. Really looking. Found tiny cameras everywhere. In the smoke detector, behind my bathroom mirror. Even one inside my shampoo bottle. How long had these been here? Next morning, I knocked on Frank's door. I was shaking, but also angry. When he answered, I just said, "I know what you've been doing." He didn't even look surprised. Just smiled and asked if I wanted coffee. I said no, but he started talking anyway. The rent was cheap for a reason. I thought you understood that. Like it was totally normal. You're getting a good deal. I just need some cooperation. I told him I was calling the police. He laughed and showed me his phone. All the photos and videos. Said he'd already uploaded copies to different sites. You don't want your parents seeing these, do you? Your future jobs? Then he started talking about what else he wanted. More cooperation. I won't say what, but it made me sick. I ran back downstairs and started packing. But when I tried to leave, my car wouldn't start. Frank was watching from his window. I called my friend to pick me up, but Frank came outside. Car trouble? I know a good mechanic. I just grabbed my stuff and waited on the street. Never called the police. I should have, but those photos. What if they got out? Found out later Frank had other tenants over the years, always young women. Always the same cheap rent deal. I live somewhere else now. Good locks, no basement. But I still cover my laptop camera. And I never go anywhere without checking for hidden cameras first. Some habits stick with you. Three summers ago, I was a junior counselor at Camp Wildwood, a rugged mountain retreat for troubled teens, kids expelled from other camps or escaping broken homes. At 22, I needed the cash. The head counselor, Mr. Davies, ran the place. He had a knack for fixing kids, or so everyone said, with his private talks that promised reform. The first week felt routine despite the chaos of 30 rough teens. Fights, thefts, defiance. Davies targeted the worst, pulling them aside for his special program. Tyler was 16, silent, always in a red baseball cap. After a Tuesday night talk with Davies, he vanished. At breakfast, Davies claimed a family emergency took him home. His bunk was bare, though I'd seen him hours before, unpacked. Kids whispered questions during free time. Davies snapped, his face flushing, demanding privacy. Then Sarah, a sharp-tongued rebel, had her Thursday talk. Friday she was gone. Same excuse, family emergency. Suspicion gnawed at me. That weekend, cleaning Davies' cluttered office, I knocked over his coffee mug, soaking papers. Wiping them down, I opened his desk drawer and froze. Tyler's cap sat there, beside Sarah's woven bracelet she never removed. Tangled among them were phone chargers, a wallet, earrings, belongings of others. I grabbed an iPhone with a cracked screen. It lit up, showing Tyler with a girl, likely his girlfriend. Unsent texts glared back. "Help me! Something's wrong. Call police." My gut twisted. I replaced everything and bolted. Sleep evaded me that night, Tyler's hat and those messages haunting my thoughts. Davies' habit of cutting off missing kid talk replayed in my mind. Over the next days, I caught him staring at me during meals, his fake smile chilling when our eyes met. I had to know more. On my day off, I hiked a restricted trail, winding 2 miles through dense woods. A green shed, camouflaged by trees, loomed ahead, padlocked tight. A broken window revealed 3 kids inside on filthy mattresses, gaunt, filthy, dazed. Tyler was there, staring blankly, lips moving soundlessly. They didn't respond to my taps, drugged, vacant. I sprinted back, heart pounding, intent on calling for help. In the main office, Davies sat, calm but piercing. "How was your hike?" he asked, voice steady, eyes cold. "Good," I lied. "Fresh air." He nodded. "Helps you think clearly." I fled to my cabin, checked my phone. No signal. Davies had warned us about spotty service, but now it felt deliberate. The camp's only landline and mail went through him. We were trapped. That night, footsteps crunched outside, slow, deliberate. Through my window, Davies crossed into the woods, flashlight and bag in hand. If he knew I'd seen the shed, I'd be next, or worse. The weight of what I'd discovered pressed down on me like a physical force. I couldn't eat, couldn't concentrate on the daily camp routines. Every interaction with Davies felt like a carefully choreographed dance of deception. He would appear at unexpected moments, behind me in the supply closet, lurking near the dining hall when I thought I was alone. His presence a constant reminder of the precarious position I'd stumbled into. I began cataloging every detail with obsessive precision. The way he checked his watch before disappearing into the woods. The slight tremor in his hands when anyone mentioned the missing kids. The methodical way he searched through personal belongings during bunk inspections, claiming to look for contraband but always pocketing small items. A photo here, a piece of jewelry there. These weren't random acts, but calculated moves in a larger, more sinister pattern. The remaining campers seemed to sense something too. Conversations died when Davies approached. Kids who'd been rowdy and defiant grew quiet and withdrawn. I noticed Marcus, a tough kid from Detroit who'd never shown fear, flinching whenever Davies called his name. The camp's atmosphere had shifted from chaotic to ominous, like the moment before a storm breaks. Sleep became impossible. I'd lie awake listening to every sound. The rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft padding of footsteps on the cabin porch. Was Davies watching? Did he know I'd discovered his secret? The uncertainty was almost worse than certainty would have been. On the fourth night after my discovery, I heard it again, the deliberate crunch of footsteps circling my cabin. This time, I pressed myself against the wall and peered through the crack in the curtains. Davies stood motionless in the moonlight, staring directly at my window. We remained frozen like that for what felt like hours, predator and prey locked in a silent standoff. When I finally found the courage to look again, he was gone. I won't detail my escape or Davies' fate. Authorities got involved. Some kids were saved. Others vanished forever. Camp Wildwood shut down, but rumors swirl of a new camp. Same scheme. Tyler's hollow eyes still wake me. Alone at night, I hear Davies' voice. "How was your hike?" I wonder if he's still out there, fixing kids his way. I'm not really good at telling stories or anything, but I gotta get this off my chest. My name's not important. Let's just say I'm some dude who lives in a boring little house on a boring little street. I fix cars for a living, usually covered in grease by noon. Nothing exciting, right? Except this summer something weird started happening next door, and it's been messing with my head ever since. I've always been a light sleeper. Like, if the wind knocks a branch against the window, I'm up. Drives me nuts. Anyway, it started a few months ago. Every night at exactly 3:17 a.m., I'd hear my neighbor's garage door open. That loud grinding noise. You know the kind old garages make? I'd roll over, squint at my phone, and it was always 3:17. Not 3:15 or 3:20, always 3:17. Then I'd hear his car start up, pull out, and drive off. 2 hours later, 5:17 a.m., it had come back. Garage door again, then quiet. Every single night. My neighbor's this guy, Mike. Works at the post office. Normal dude. I figured maybe he's got early deliveries or something. I mean, I don't know how post offices work, right? But it kept happening, and I started wondering why it was so exact. Like, who leaves at 3:17 a.m. every night? I tried ignoring it, but I couldn't. My bedroom window faces their house, so I'd see the headlights sweep across my wall when he left and came back. It was annoying at first, but then it got weird. One day, I ran into his wife at the store. She's nice, always says hi when she's watering her flowers. I don't know her name. Maybe Lisa? Anyway, I said something dumb like, "Hey, Mike's been leaving real early lately, huh? Must be tough." She looked at me funny, like I'd said something crazy. "What do you mean?" she said. "Mike's been sleeping through the night all summer. He's out like a light by 10. She laughed, but I didn't. I just nodded and walked off, feeling this itch in my brain. After that, I couldn't let it go. I started staying up, watching. I'd sit by my window with the lights off, curtains cracked just enough to see. 3:17 a.m., garage opens, car leaves. 5:17 a.m., car's back. I even took pictures, blurry ones, but you could see it was Mike's Toyota. Same dent on the side from when he backed into a pole last year. But if he's asleep, like she said, who's driving? I thought maybe she was wrong, or he's sneaking out. But why? And why always at 3:17? It was driving me crazy. Last week, I couldn't take it anymore. I waited till 3:30 a.m. one night and went over there. I felt stupid, standing on their porch in my boxers and a hoodie. But I knocked anyway. Lisa answered, rubbing her eyes, all groggy. "Hey, sorry it's late," I mumbled. "I heard the garage again, just checking if everything's okay." She frowned. "What? Mike's asleep, hasn't moved all night." But right then, right as she's saying it, I see headlights. His car rolls up the driveway, slow and quiet. She turns around, and her face just drops, like all the color's gone. That's not possible, she says, barely a whisper. I freeze. The car stops, engine cuts off. Mike gets out. Same old Mike, same post office jacket. But he doesn't look at us, just walks past, into the house, like we're not even there. His eyes, I don't know, they looked empty. Lisa's shaking now, and I'm just standing there like an idiot. Maybe I got it wrong, I say, backing off. I bolted home, heart pounding so hard I thought I'd puke. Since then, I've been a mess. I keep hearing it. 317, garage opens. 517, it's back. I've thought about following the car, but I'm too chicken shit. What if he sees me? What if it's not him? I told my buddy Dave about it, and he says I'm nuts. Says maybe it's a prank. But I know what I saw. Lisa looked terrified, and Mike, he didn't even blink. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's got a twin. Maybe she's lying. Or maybe it's something else. Something I don't want to think about. All I know is, every night, I lie there, waiting for that noise. And sometimes, I swear I see him standing at his window, staring at my house. But when I look again, he's gone. I haven't slept right in weeks. And that's it, I guess. That's my story. I don't know what to do.